Alright guys, we're going to be on Sand River in the T-54 Lightweight, and I have this set up with CVS in the scouting slot, low noise exhaust, and bounty optics. Just so you guys are aware, because I know we kind of got into this game a little late after the countdown. Started the video a little late, so we're going to be on the west spawn, and the thing with Sand River, man, and every game you guys see me come to the south, the thing with Sand River is the south is so important on this map, man. Like, I know there's a lot of people that have been following me for probably quite some time, and you've seen so many videos of the Sand River or any other map, because I bring videos like all the time in light tanks, guys. But my goal is to just continue sharing as many videos as I can with you so that you can see slight variations and slight differences in the game and how I adjust to them, right? Because as I tell you guys, no game is ever the same, right? If I'm in any other tank except the T-54 Lightweight, like, this would be really tough, man. Like, I can poke up on this ridgeline because I'm in the lightweight and play it sort of like a medium. Boar is bouncing me there, and look at this, man. We're doing a crap ton of damage here. We're able to get another shot into the Char that hits his track, but I believe once the Char pushes up, I'm able to do like over 1,000 damage, right? So here's the Sioux. We're able to hit him. Forest Spirit, you know, same thing. And then the Char approaches like this. I'm able to hit this guy. I do trade with him. Probably wasn't my best trade, and then he's going to come up and over and try and clip me out. And what I want to do is turn my tank towards him. I believe he hits the side of the turret there. I'm just trying to keep turning my tank towards him because I want him facing me frontally, if anything, right? So you have the most armor in the front, but in a light tank, man, it's like almost irrelevant. So this guy is starting to shoot my hole, and obviously he's going to pen. But even after the Char YOLOs me here, we're still at half our HP, 1,500 damage, and 1,100 spotting. Like, can you guys believe that? Isn't that insane? So I'm trying to poke up and get a shot through the Char's dead tank, basically. I'm trying to do this, but it's just not working super well. And we're able to successfully hold this down, right? It's very good. I take the shot at the Force Spirit. I highly doubt it's going in, but I'm going to take it anyway. You never know. If it was a perfect shot, it might have went over the ridge right into the top of his tank there, but it doesn't. And now we can kind of reassess the map and what's going on here, right? Because we just had quite a brawl. I'm usually not the brawling type because I play light tanks, but this is the difference with the T-54 Lightweight compared to a lot of other light tanks, is you can actually play hold down and kind of brawl. I always say kind of brawl in light tanks because they're light tanks, right? Like, you only have so much armor, you can only do so much. This thing has hardly any gun depression either, so this is really tricky to do. But we made it work, and now we kind of have to wait for this team to advance and see what else is going to happen on the map. There comes a time in most games, guys, where there's going to be stalemates in certain areas of the map, and you have to be comfortable. I feel like light tank players always feel like they should be running ridgelines and like always doing something. Don't be afraid, guys, to just... I learned this from Lemming Rush, and I share it in a number of my videos. Don't be afraid to just take your hands off the keyboard and mouse for a moment and look at the map and just go like sometimes I will just grab a bush real quick, or I'll run back and I'll just do this and I'll look at the map and I'm like, all right, what's going to happen here? And then I'll hold like the Alt key and I'll go, all right, this guy's at this much HP, this guy's at this much HP, what do I think is going to happen? I'll take this much time, maybe 20 seconds or something, guys, 15, 20 seconds. I'm like, all right, I think I'm going to make this play, and then I'll make the play. Like, you don't always have to be like, you know, WASDing all over the map, if you know what I mean, right? So just take a moment, assess the situation, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm on the ridgeline, and I'm like, all right, I think we just run the ridgeline now, and we'll be good. But we're probably going to lose the north, so I have to keep that in mind as well. I'm trying to take a shot at the AT here. The gun of the Sioux is kind of in the way. I'm like trying to get the right angle, but sorry, the Forest Spirit, guys. I don't want to insult, you know, the skin of the Su-130, so let me correct myself. The Forest Spirit, guys. We were not able to get the shot through the gun of the Forest Spirit. So I'm poking this, I'm spotting the Yag, and then I actually get lit here. I don't know how. I take this shot from the Yag. I guess the Yag might have spotted me, but it might have been the 132 in the mid or somewhere, but the KV-3 is right where he was, so I don't know what happened here. It's possible the Yag had like binocs or something and just spotted me. Whoops, hit the T-30. And yeah, man, the T-54 Lightweight, right? We bounce a shot off the turret from the Yag. Like, can you believe that, man? I don't know where it bounced. Like, I could go back and look. It might be one of these that hit, like, off the gun mantlet or whatever, because it looks like one of them penned, one of them didn't. I think that one bounced. But anyway, guys, I'm just going to assume the Yag had Binox, and that's what we're going to go with, and he outspotted me there. But we have 1310 damage blocked by armor, which is almost the amount of HP I have, right? So this is why the lightweight is... This and the LT432, man, like, sometimes you will get into these games where you're just in a perfect situation. You run into these perfect scenarios where you can go hold down and just like unload like multiple shells into people that should be annihilating you, like a Borisk, Su-130, right? But I can poke up, and it's just really fun, man. It's really fun. The LT-432 is a really good tank, but I find that I'm always getting into games where I can't use the armor, the turret armor effectively. So that's usually what happens for me. That's the case, but trying to get a shot to the Yag here, this is a really risky play for me. Like, I'm trying to help this guy here, but with the T-54 lightweight, as I'm talking to you guys about how powerful the turret armor is, the gun depression is garbage. Like, that's what this thing doesn't have going for it. The gun depression is so bad, and it's very, very challenging and risky to make all these little pokes. Like, you can see I'm trying to back in so I can get my gun down, shoot, and run away as quickly as possible, and it just doesn't work, man. Like, it's so hard to hit anybody that's below you, you know, or even flat when you're... Even if your tank is up a couple of degrees, man, like, that could be the difference, right? And it's so hard with this tank. It has, like, I think it's -5 degrees of gun depression, man. And it's just so hard, man, to get shots going down. So that was a risky play, but the Yag ends up turning there to get a shot at someone else, so I'm able to hit him once. It should make him a one-shot for most of the team. The setter, probably not, but even the Artie might be able to hit him and kill him. So that's good, man, and now we just have to try and figure out how to approach the rest of this team. At this point, the spotting isn't really as important. We kind of know where everybody is, right? But you'll see that I kind of actually outplay the Yag Tiger here. The Yag wants to come up and I guess go after the T-30 or something, and as I run this ridge line, I'm not sure exactly where it is. It might be when I come up here again or something, but I spot him trying to come out of this ditch here. He comes out of this little valley, and I'm able to get the cleanup kill on him, I believe. Because this has, yeah, 250. So even if I low roll by a couple points, I should be able to clean him up, and I do clean him up. The shot I hit before, that was like 216 or something. Did you guys see that? That was a really low roll, man. So I'm glad that RNG gave that back to me and allowed me to at least hit close to a mid-roll. And we were able to clean up the Yag Tiger there. And now it's just a matter of seeing if these guys are going to poke. Eventually, I'm like, all right, let me just go after these guys. Let me turn around and go after them, because they're going to stay hold down, and that's the best thing that they can do, right? It's smart on them to just try and get as many shots off before they die. Setter's getting a shot there into the M2Y. Already cleans up the M2Y. Beautiful shot. And now we just go after the type. I'm going to hit him here. Actually, I miss, and I roll my tank over. I try to ram him, but I'm just going way too fast, man. So, and then I hit the... Okay, this is really important, guys. I'm literally going to pause to show you what I did here, right? I flew over this cliff, because at this point, I'm just having some fun, man. I mean, the setter's full HP. The Sturmil is 279 HP. The T-30 has 1300 HP. We're going to win this game. So I come flying over this cliff and basically try and hit this guy and ram him. But then he wants to ram me as I'm coming down into this little ditch, right? And what I do, this is really important, because I do this more times than you'd think, right? This guy's trying to ram me. All you have to do is hold either the A or the D key, so you're going left or right, and then hold the space bar. And even when you're only going maybe 20, 30 kilometers, when you're in a light tank, because they're so light, it'll kick out the back end of the tank so that people can't ram you. So that's what I did there to avoid the ram, and now we run around this guy and we'll get one more shot into him, I think, and then someone else cleans him up, I think. So I hit him here. Maybe it is me that cleans him up. No, it is the setter. Setter gets the kill there, and beautiful game, right, guys? Sand River. Like, Sand River, I used to hate this map, and now that I understand how important the south is, I just put my gun in the south all the time. If we get YOLO'd and I die and I move on to the next game. But I always go south on this map because I feel like it's worth the risk every single time I get on this map. From either spawn with a light tank. That's what I do. I go to the south, I play the south, and it's less risky from the east spawn, because on the K line here, you have that ridge line along the K line where you can run back, right, and your team can support you better. I find it's much more risky from the west spawn, because you have to put yourself like in this little pocket where this red circle is right here, actually. That's where the Char died, right? you have to put yourself in this little pocket. It's like K5. And if someone pushes up over this, then they have this whole ridgeline right here that I'm drawing on the map to protect themselves from enemies, right? So it's just kind of different the way it works over here for the west spawn compared to the east spawn. It's not very equal, I would say. I really, really, truly believe... What happened to this? It like disappeared. There we go. There's a little plus symbol here. I didn't even realize that. So you can actually click this on and off. Interesting. And I know this moves. But yeah, it's not the same down here, guys, for both spawns. So just keep that in mind. Like, understand how these ridge lines work. Watch my videos on Sand River, and you'll understand how these ridge lines work. And just be careful in the south, is what I'm saying. Like, you really want to understand the ridge lines and understand how that portion of the map works before you bother going over there. If you don't really understand it, then, because for a while I didn't, just play the mid. Like, spot in the mid. A lot of light tanks like to go to the mid. You can do some things from the mid. It's just really risky, man, because I feel like you're in the open, right? Like, there's tank destroyers that sit all in here. There's tank destroyers that sit here and here, and I just feel like when you go to this area, and then the north as well, man, like, you have to be careful of people poking up on these ridges and stuff. It's just, you're in the middle of everything, man, and you have to be really, really careful. I would only suggest going there if you're in a high concealment passive scouting vehicle. So that's it for Sand River, guys. I've talked a lot at the end here, and I'll show you the end plates now. We blocked more shots in terms of hit points than I actually have on the tank. So good example of how you can use the T-54 lightweight and the LT-432 to your advantage, but you're not going to doink shots from tank destroyers like most tank destroyers, guys. Like, you can kind of troll them. You know, I trolled the Forest Spirit a little bit, but most of the time, if tank destroyers whack you like in the front of the turret, it's gonna go in, man. Like, you only have so much armor. It's 180 on the lightweight. Don't bite off more than you can chew, right? Because those big guns are likely going to pen you. I think to bounce the Yag, we got kind of lucky. But the Borisk doesn't really necessarily surprise me. So, but yeah, man, like, just don't run out there thinking you have 300 millimeters of turret armor, right? So, 1738 spotting, guys, 2483 damage, 1560 blocked by armor. And here we are up top. We're actually second by damage. Looks like Cobra beat me by damage. And T30 had 2100. So yeah, we were second by damage here. And first by experience, we had 2 kills. Setter had 2 kills. KV3 had 2 kills. I think a lot of people played this pretty well, man. Luigi Prime in the T30, he did pretty well. The Setter did really well, man. He was going all over the map. I think he played really well. Our Artie had some good shots, man. 14, 16 damage. T34, like, a lot of times I find that when I get wins and the games are close, there's a lot of people on my team that played very, very well. You know, like, this game is, there's 15 players on a team. Never forget that, guys. There's 15 players on a team. So it requires several players to have good games if you're going to win the game usually, right? I mean, there have been tier like 5 games that I've carried and like pretty much no one else on the team did good, but that's an exception to the rule. It's tier 5, you know, it's kind of like the stat padding tier, like, you can call it seal clubbing, whatever, but let's take a look at the detailed report and I'll let you guys go. We lost 15k, man. Boo-hoo. I don't really care. This is why I play so many premiums. I still have like 5k credits, so we're good to go. And that's it, guys. Again, CVS in the scouting slot, low noise exhaust, bounty optics. My crew is fairly stacked on the lightweight because I play this vehicle quite a bit. You can see it here. And yeah, man, just be careful. Like, this gun is not super, super accurate, but look at the gun depression. I find that if you aim the shots really well, usually they go in, but sometimes I'll take fully aimed shots and miss, and then the next shot I'll take and I'll like half aim it and it'll go in. Russian tanks are really weird, man. Like, they're just really weird. I swear it's like some RNG thing, like the less you aim, the more you hit your shots. But yeah, like, DPM's decent. It's just like this gun depression, man. It's just brutal. That's the only thing that sucks on this tank. All right, I'll let you guys go. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned a thing or two. Take care. Bye-bye.